Welcome to Tech News Briefing. It's Thursday, June 8th. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Investigations by the Wall Street Journal and researchers at Stanford University and the University of Massachusetts Amherst have found that Instagram helps connect and promote a vast network of accounts openly devoted to the commission and purchase of underage sex content. These pedophilic accounts are brazen about their interest, using hashtags like pedo-whore and preteen sex to search for sellers of child sex material. And seller accounts often claim to be run by children themselves and use overtly sexual handles. Both of these things violate policies of Instagram's parent Meta. The company has acknowledged the problems with its enforcement operations and vowed to improve them. With me to discuss this is our social media reporter Jeff Horowitz, who covered these investigations with reporter Catherine Blunt. Jeff, when someone on Instagram searches for one of these pedophilic hashtags, what kind of material are they finding?
So, a network of accounts that is very openly advertising child sexual abuse material for sale. A lot of it is self-generated, but basically kids and teenagers that are essentially offering really vile stuff up into including self-harm and bestiality content. These hashtags are kind of watering holes for a community to form around that is interested in this stuff.
The investigations found that Instagram helps connect and promote these kinds of accounts. How did researchers find that the platform is doing that?
So, recommendation systems are very good at connecting people to the communities that they want to be part in and the content that they're interested in. And it's no different for pedophiles. So obviously there's a lot of pedophiles on Instagram because Instagram has 1.3 billion users, or a little more than that. The question is, how does the platform treat them? And the answer is that it caters to their interests by basically suggesting at every turn content that might be interesting to them. So that could be videos of little girls dancing. That could be if they enter a hashtag that is a little creepy, it might suggest another version of it that has, say, an indication that it is going to be specifically devoted to child pornography. It might be suggesting that they look at similar pages to, or similar accounts to one that is purporting to sell underage sex content.
Yeah, can you explain a bit more about how that works? If you're not specifically searching for this material, how might you end up coming across it?
So I spoke with a woman named Sarah Adams. She goes by the handle mom.uncharted on most social media. She is a Canadian parenting-related activist. Her main focus is the idea that pretty much devoting social media content to your children is a form of exploitation in of itself. And she, in the course of doing sort of online activism, gets sent terrible things all the time from people who are like, "Can you believe this?" And one of those accounts was, and I'm sorry to have to use these words, were named incest toddlers. And it was a meme account of pro-pedophilia memes. She reported it to Instagram, didn't think anything more about it, just took a few seconds to just click a few buttons and basically say, what's going on? This is terrible. Take it down. And over the next few days, her followers started bombarding her with questions saying, what is going on? When I look at your profile, I'm being told to check out incest toddlers. And this is actually the algorithm working exactly as it is intended to do, which is that the people who are interested in incest toddlers, the pro-pedophilia meme page, are very strongly interested to it, right? That's a niche community with obviously serving a particular audience. But yeah, I would say that if you are really uninterested in this stuff, it's not like Instagram's going to shove it in your face. I think that the question isn't whether Instagram is trying to push everyone toward pedophilia so much as whether the platform is facilitating the formation of a community that normalizes and facilitates the grooming and abuse of children.
The promotion of underage sex content violates Instagram's rules as well as federal law. So what has Meta, the parent company of Instagram, said about the findings in these investigations?
So in response to what we and Stanford and UMass have all been talking to the company about, they have removed thousands of hashtags. They've moved large numbers of posts. They are planning future actions. They have set up a child safety task force internally. And they have discovered some operational failures. So one thing that was happening is that a glitch, sort of a software glitch, was causing them to discard many user reports of child sexual abuse without reviewing them. and they have found that and fixed it. That's what the company says. They have also given their moderators new training, suggesting that maybe they should be a little bit more proactive in taking down this stuff is, I think, the takeaway. They've also said they are working on preventing their recommendation systems from recommending that suspicious, aka potentially pedophilic accounts, don't get recommended to each other and aren't allowed to follow each other.
Jeff, the laws around child sex content are extremely broad. Investigating even the open promotion of it on a public platform is legally sensitive. What did university investigators say about the findings?
So the university researchers, I think, were all very surprised that this was this bad. I think everyone kind of generally understands that these are, chronic problems. But the thing that I think came as a shock to everyone was, that this has been allowed to sort of fester and grow to the scale it has. I think there was an expectation that a company such as Meta, with the resources that it does and the need to make sure that their platform is safe for advertisers and kids, that they wouldn't have done a better job without prompting.
So what did the researchers say about fixing the scale of this problem?
So I think that the thing that Stanford and UMass have been very focused on is that Instagram needs to, one, block the discovery mechanisms that are leading people to these communities, and two, just invest heavily in human research to track what's happening.
How does the problem on Instagram compare to other social media platforms?
This is difficult to say. Stanford focused on this network sort of open child sex content sellers, and they operate across platforms. They have links to Snapchat, to Twitter, and so forth. But really, the center of it was Instagram. I think a lot of that comes down to just sort of platform features. To some degree, Instagram makes it so easy to see who's following who and recommends so many different things and recommends connections, not just content, that it's sort of a higher risk place.
That was our reporter, Jeff Horowitz. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Happy to.
And that's it for today's Tech News Briefing. For more tech stories, head over to our website, WSJ.com. I'm Zoe Thomas for The Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.